Hello, people of the internet. One good afternoon, good evening, and happy Saturday to you all. Hopefully, you are enjoying your weekend. The Premier League season for English football is back, hence the kit. My beloved West Ham are actually playing right now at the moment. But it's a Saturday. This is a K-pop channel, and we are back with new music because it is Saturday. We have our weekly installment of OSTs to check out. Welcome to episode 32 of OST Saturdays here on the channel. Very excited time indeed. Love checking out OSTs. They never get enough attention. You don't get the publicity. And you get to see a new side of an artist that maybe you didn't know beforehand. We've got a lineup, and I know that list over there looks like there's a whole lot of names on there. There's only 5 songs today. And if you're new around here, you can skip ahead to a song of your choice if you would like. I'm not gonna hold you back or anything like that. But essentially today we've got an OST from the guys over at CRAVITY. We've got a little bit of Yeonjung of Woojin, so we got a little bit of a Starship block going on. We have Miss Yeonwoo, formerly of MOMOLAND. Missing MOMOLAND Hours is now open. Welcome. We have an entire entourage of just legends of the game. And Wansun, Junghwa, Hyori, Boa, and Hwasa was part of their I think it's a variety show of some sort on TVN. I don't actually know what the show is. And then a fictional boy group called ACT, made up of Kim Woojin, Kim Jinkwon, and Minwook of New Kid, and Yoon Jaechan of Produce 101 Season 2. Song Time Bomb for a Brazilian K-pop HBO Max drama. Just a wild sentence altogether, but I'm very excited for it. So, if you've gone off and skipped ahead, or if you want to skip ahead to a song of your choice, more than free to do so. If you're in it for the long haul like me, welcome aboard. Let's check it out one time. Here we go. So we're starting off with a little bit of CRAVITY. This is Ready, Set, Go for the drama The Uncanny Counter 2. Now, it's been a hot minute since I've listened to CRAVITY. In fact, we had a solo CRAVITY OST a little while ago, but in terms of like group CRAVITY music, last time I heard them together was that Masterpiece EP, which was a very long time ago now. Probably like what, February or March, something like that. It feels like it was that long ago. So very excited to hear their voices all together once again. So let's get right into it. Here we go.
시작됐어 나의 시간 Don't run away 더 이상 막지 못해 날 하늘 높이 손을 들어 어둠 속에 몸을 던져 Follow the rule Breaking your space now
What an interesting build the song has.
나를 피해 숨는 넌 criminal criminal don't fake 눈 감고도 널 찾아 숨을 참아도 널 느껴 활활 높이 차올라 burn the flame Ready set go 이제 시작됐어 나의 시간 Don't run away 더 이상 막지 못해 날 하늘 높이 손을 들어 어둠 속에 몸을 던져 Follow the rule Breaking your space now Burn it up get closer Turn it up come closer 현실 앞에 무릎 꿇지 않을 거야 나 Burn it up get closer Turn it up come closer 지금 당장 내 옆에 나타나 right now
I'm genuinely amazed at kind of how
이 세상 악견놈들
it feels really high octane, especially with that running instrumental beat in the background. My boy Hyori. But this constantly moving instrumental part gives us such a high octane feeling. But once you get this top one coming in, it's such a it's a very CRAVITY song for me, and I love it. Also, I did not know Sejong was in this.
마주한
Love the way they killed the beat here.
경이로운 소문들 속 진실에 긴 터널을 지나 오늘도 널 찾아 Break all the rules 지금이 나의 showtime 다시 봐도 다친 결말 이미 끝을 아는데
Interesting.
알고 있어 애써 모른
It's almost like two bridges.
마지막에 내가 웃어 끝이 나도 즐겨 손은 going up now 어둠은 going up now 마지막을
There's the full
나의
drop.
시작 끝이 보여 너의 시간 Don't run away 더 이상 막지 못해 날 하늘 높이 손을 들어 어둠 속에 몸을 던져 Follow the rule Breaking your pace now
Yeah, I love how intense. The thing is, the song isn't like intense, like mosh pit intense. It's that the groove of the beat, with that constantly moving lower end with the bass and the chugging guitar and the drums, it's got that rock energy to it that really drives the song forward. And then you've got the melody that's almost free floating on top, and it's constantly moving. And the entire song, it's essentially like a runaway bus in a way, where once it starts going, it doesn't stop until the song forcefully cuts out. Like in that bridge, once the beat completely goes away, that's when the song kind of finally just slows down, just little breather moment. But honestly, paired with like the whatever's happening on screen, you really feel that high intensity, like your heart rate has spiked a lot, and you feel the intensity of the action through the music alone. And with CRAVITY and their music, admittedly, I'm not like the most well-versed person when it comes to CRAVITY music, but that top line very much feels like a CRAVITY song for me. The instrumental track might be a little bit more on a different vein than what I'm used to with CRAVITY, but vocally it's very much a CRAVITY song, and it kind of makes listening to it a little bit easier. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, okay, I can see where this came from, and it's seeing that kind of like connection is really nice. And I kind of wish CRAVITY did more stuff like this. I'm pretty sure there was I can't even remember the name of the song now. There was a B-side on the Masterpiece EP that was something similar to this. And I remember really liking it. I think that was my B-side of the album, but I can't remember what the name of it was. But this was nice. This was really nice. Okay, here's to hoping this doesn't get blocked, because last time we did a Genie Music special clip, it was with Sangyup of Lucy last week, and that got blocked. So, fingers crossed we're okay. But we have Miss Yeonjung. Ah, I miss my Woojin so much. Of course, vocal powerhouse Miss Yeonjung is back with an OST. And honestly, like at this point, I'm just grasping at straws. Like every little crumb of Woojin music I will take. Whether it's, special singles, just like random appearances. I know she's been actually fairly busy with doing like musicals and stuff since Queendom 2. Actually during Queendom 2 and stuff like that. So good on her. Good on her. Staying busy. But Miss Yeonjung did a song titled Somebody Like Drama Not Others. I'm just happy to be able to hear her sing again. Essentially, with Yeonjung and like Woojin music, you know when she's singing. She's one of those vocalists where her power and her vocal color is so easily identifiable from the lineup that you just know immediately when she's singing. And her voice is absolutely glorious. She packs a lot of punch in her vocals. So I'm very excited. Here we go! So maybe not like overly powerful Yeonjung this week. I'm not mad at it. Stylistically, it kind of reminds me of... There's an old OST that her and Tawon did. Fire and Ice, I think? It's got that kind of feel to it, especially how she's singing. I love that little go. Yeah, there's an inherent playfulness to this that I haven't heard from her in a very long time.
I've been waiting for the true love, but knew that it could just be me. And realized 끝없이 빠져드는 daydream 날 비춘 건 너라는 별인 걸.
Interesting they chose the synth to be the driving instrument here. I like it. That little run before the chorus is so stylistically on brand for this song. It's that charming playfulness to it. Oh, just kind of peters away at the end. Yeah, listening to this does kind of take me back to Fire and Ice, the song she did with Tawon. It's the melody of it, the range she's singing in, the fact that she is using her gentler, higher tone throughout most of this, if not all of this. Like, even through the little vocal run she's doing, it's very much a more thinner, airier tone than her really powerful, like, belts that she's able to do. And I kind of like it. It's a little bit cutesy, and it's... If you've been keeping up with, like, recent WJSN music, I know they haven't released music in a hot minute. Like, last sequence was, what, a year ago now? But Yeonjung is, like, the person you get on the killing point of the choruses. Very much similar to how Yuju was in the G-Friend setup. You know, like, pretty much every single WJSN chorus you can think of, it's gonna be her front and center for the most part. So we get to hear a lot of her powerful vocals. And, you know, once you get into the B-sides and things like that, you do get Yeonjung singing a little bit of softer music. But you really only get to hear this specific vein of Yeonjung and her vocals, like, this, you know, this playful, this gentler, this lighter vocal color of hers. You really only get this in OSTs. So, really cool that we got to hear this again. Or, like, hear this side of her voice again. Very much enjoyed that. Okay. Next up, song number 2 on the listen, Miss Yeonwoo of MOMOLAND. Now, this song has kind of been a little bit screwy when it comes to the titles. I've seen it translated in about 3 different ways. I've seen Road to You and To You the most. Actually, let me check real quick. I probably should have done this earlier, but They could take. Okay, Google Translate says to you. Anyways, it's something along those lines, but it's for drama, my dearest, and I'm very curious as to what this is like because I was one of those people that didn't really listen to MOMOLAND while they were around, and very sad now that they aren't around anymore. But yeah, apart from like the really viral hit that was Boom Boom, I really don't know MOMOLAND music, so I don't really know what the vocals sound like from the individual members. I'm very curious to hear what Miss Yeonwoo's voice is like, so let's check it out real quick. I've also noticed the length of the song is over 5 minutes. In this day and age, that's 2 B-sides. Super airy, super thin voice. I love that it's just the acoustic guitar too. A little bit of engineering. It almost feels like a lullaby in a way. Oh, there's a flourish. Hello. Quite loud. Atmospheric the mix is. Like the reverb just fills the soundstage so well. Like the song itself is mainly vocal in that acoustic guitar, but there's a very faint background almost noise that's of that lower bass note that just rings. Maybe 2-part harmony. Addition of the electric guitar here now makes it. Actually, this section of the chorus reminds me of an 80s ballad. Reminds me of Def Leppard's "Have You Ever Needed Someone So Bad." It's the guitar part mainly, but so bad. So hard, just couldn't hide. Oh, chromatic descents. shifted into a... Oh, that entire chord sequence there was gorgeous. The little incremental steps down. I'm gonna have to put those two together and just kind of my free time see how similar they are. Oh, and there's still more. Going back to the mixing of it, do you hear how atmospheric this is now? It sounds like something in the distance, right? Like you hear the main note of the chord in that sequence ringing around you. And it's like that the entire way through the song from the beginning. Even when the song's main parts are the vocal and that acoustic guitar, you have the background, like ambient noise playing the root note of the chord every single time throughout the entire thing. I think that mixing is so cool. And it's that like ambiance that really kind of gives me that, especially when it is just the vocal and the acoustic guitar, it gives me kind of lullaby vibes. Now, once all the instrumentals come in for the chorus, now it very much feels like an 80s power ballad. And, you know, I mentioned I was singing along to Def Leppard's Have You Ever Needed Someone So Bad from... Shoot, was that the Adrenalize album? I think it was the Adrenalize album. Oh, for reference, Def Leppard is my favorite, like, 80s hair metal hard rock group. Hence why I'm referencing them, but... It's that... It's that skipping back and forth guitar part with the pacing of the song and the kind of... the way the chorus just radiates. It's there, and it just rings. That kind of chorus for me very much plays into my kind of field of, not field of expertise, but like my wheelhouse as someone who grew up around 80s music and specifically like 80s ballads, things like that. I love this because it's very nostalgic for me. So I love it. I love it. Okay, it is TVN. So this is from the show Dancing Queens on the Road. It's a travel variety show, I think, featuring Kim Wansun, Junghwa, Hyori, Boa, and Hwasa of Mamamoo. That's a lineup and a half, but I remember when the show got announced, what a time. I haven't seen the show yet. In fact, I'm very behind on Korean TV at the moment because I'm in the middle of moving house. But yeah, the cast of the show has gone and created a song for this show, and I'm very excited to hear it because where else are you going to hear just absolute queens of the industry like in this capacity come together for a project like this? Not really going to. So check it out. Here we go. Boom.
타본 적 있어요? 없죠?
없어.
카메라 보시고 자 찍겠습니다. 하나, 둘, 셋.
나는 내가 필요해 혼자서만 너무 외로워 따분하지 월화수목금토일이면 또 10월 우린 널 더 필요해 마음껏 울고 나니 하늘엔 일곱 빛깔 점은 남은 먹구름마저 보아 뭘 들어도 좋아 다른 세계 너와 나는 그대로일 때 shining sun
It is a lot more groovier than I thought it was gonna go. Like, running bass synth is nuts. But also, this show looks chaotic AF and looks very fun to watch. All such different vocals too. But it really works. Yeah, this beat grew so hard. And it's not like an intense beat, it's very subtle, but it lets the song run so well. Oh. It just looks like everyone's having such a blast with this. And it's the type of song that you can really have a lot of fun with. You know what this song kind of reminds me of in terms of how it's structured? A lot like Celeb 5, Refund Sisters, Mamadol. It's a lot of very different vocals. Like, everyone in this lineup has a very distinct vocal color, whether it's their delivery or the kind of brightness of their tone, the amount of vibrato they have, the airiness. They're all very different from each other. And when it comes to like the individual artists, everyone knows the individual artists by their music, but you never really have the chance to hear all of them together in the same setting, you know, whether it's generational things or they promoted with different agencies, their types of music are different. And yet they've managed to bring in these artists together and made it sound like a really cohesive song. And that, in of itself, is really impressive. But the fact that they've managed to get everything together and fit so well, I think, is the big point here. Because it's really hard to put together a group and have their put a group of artists together with really distinctive vocals and make it sound like one unit. Especially if it's really like well-known veterans of the industry, because everyone's going to associate a type of sound with them, right? And now, admittedly, I'm not familiar with pretty much like moving from like Hwasa downwards. Like I probably know almost nothing about which everyone else. Like, of course, I know Hwasa through Mamu. I've known a little bit about Boa, but apart from that, like Hyori, Kim Jinkwon, and wrong line. Junghwa, Kim Wansun, and Hyori. I really don't know a whole lot about when it comes to their music. But hearing them together, it's like they were meant to sing together. It feels like a proper unit that's singing music together. And the little individual colors you get to hear of their voices almost accentuates the section of the song they're singing in. And it's that weird kind of paradox of the more individuality you have, the more cohesive the project sounds, which is a sentence that shouldn't make sense, but it does. Love it. And that synth line is way too groovy. Like, this song has no business being this groovy and this catchy, but it's just it's so nice. It's so nice. And I'm very curious to see what the show is about. I need to find the time to watch it, though. Oh wait, we have one more, don't we? Yes, we do. Okay. Let's hop on over to the land of Brazil one time. For the first time ever in, well, my life, actually. Because this is Time Bomb from the fictional boy group Act as part of the HBO Max Brazil original drama, um, Além, Além do Guarda-roupa, or My Magic Closet. Sorry, I never took Portuguese, and I may have heavily butchered that, but essentially, fictional boy group made up of Mr. Kim Woojin, who I have come to very much respect over the past couple weeks, Kim Jinkwon and Minwook of New Kid, and Jaechan, who was on season 2 of Produce 101, so that's 101 era. Thing is, fictional K-pop groups sometimes have really good music. Like there was an idol based girl group drama last year with Hani and Exy from the drama Idol the Coup, I think. They had like a fictional girl group, and the music they produced for that show was really good too. So I'm very curious to see what this one is like. So let's get into it. Here we go. Oh, hello, pre-chorus. Oh, this is groovy. Hello. Man, we are finishing this marathon strong with some bass lines. That's a drop D on an electric bass too. Nice. Vocal to harmony on the pre-chorus, and then they drop this really groovy beat for the chorus. Okay, the beat's just going harder. Okay. Peep the harmony one time. Oh, I heard that vocal run back there. Whoa, that was so cool. That was so cool. I love a groovy beat like this. It really gets like the blood pump. It really gets the heart pumping, the blood flowing. It's got such a nice beat to it, and it's that almost do I want to call it jazzy? It's almost funky, like funk. It's got that. It's got such a nice skip in the beat. It's got a really just stank face inducing instrumental track behind it, and I love it because of it. And also the vocals on top, there were a lot of harmonies thrown in there, and I feel like, this is kind of a, I don't want to call it like a industry norm in a way, but there aren't that many groups in K-pop that do a pretty intricate vocal harmony. I'm not saying there aren't any, because there are a few that do vocal harmonies really well, but you don't often get very rich vocal harmonies on kind of upbeat music like this. And I don't know if it's because this was, meant to be television based, but the harmonies in Time Bomb are really nice to listen to, especially because we get a whole different, like, kind of palette of voices to choose from. Because you have like the really smooth, normal voices, you got the little bit more upbeat voices, you get thrown a little bit of harmony in the mix, and you have a vocoded pre-chorus that adds an entirely new texture to the song. Throwing a little bit of harmonies here and there. You got people doing vocal runs up top. You got guys throwing a little bit of sass and toot on the lower parts. And it's like, it's a wide range that all like encompasses that energetic funk beat. And I think it's executed so well. Oh, very nice indeed. That one's actually really good. And now, I hadn't heard of this show before. The show looks very interesting. Fictional like K-pop idol groups in a way kind of have a pretty powerful say in kind of how like some people maybe not in the industry kind of perceive the K-pop industry in a way. Like there's dramas out there. Was it Dream High? Wasn't that like the K-pop based drama from like the 2000s that has inspired so many current like generation artists to become idols in their own way? And kind of seeing that, I mean, admittedly I don't know what the plot point is, but if it is kind of what I'm assuming it is, seeing another show like that kind of take like a 20, like an updated spin on, showing more people around the world what kind of like K-pop is like, especially in an audience like Latin America goes hard with K-pop. And K-pop, there's a few K-pop groups who pull inspiration from Latin dance music. And it's kind of like, the cycles come full circle now. And I think that's really cool. But that is it for me for this week on OST Saturday. Hopefully none of this got cut out. I don't know yet because, well, I'm not done recording. We'll edit around accordingly if need be, but we do these every week. It's a different lineup of artists every week, different lineup of shows every week, unless there's like a block of a show, of like one show that's got really good OSTs. We got different shows every week, different artists every week, different genres every week, and it's always a good time. So, if you're wondering what other OSTs I watched in the past, there's an entire playlist of OST Saturdays you can go back on. There's plenty of music to check out. I mean, there's 31 other episodes to check out on. So, that is it for this week. We'll be continuing this again next week for another round of OSTs, but until then, thank you all for watching along with me. Hopefully you enjoyed it as much as I did. One last request from me today: let's work together as a community to bring a little bit of extra happiness back into the world. Whether it be, checking with your friends and family, holding the door open for somebody, even picking up a piece of trash off the street. Just one small act of kindness to may brighten up someone else's day-to-day. Know that wherever you are in the world, should you ever be going through a tough time in your life, for whatever reason it may be, even though I'm just some guy on the internet who waffles about music in his free time, know that I will always be a friend, ally, and a shoulder to lean on whenever you need me. So take care of yourselves, take care of each other, spread the love, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.